Same DNA, same womb, same birthday, yet one brother gets diabetes at 35, while the other runs marathons at 80. One sister is left-handed, the other right-handed, and in Britain, two twin sisters discovered, at age 49, that they had different fathers. This isn't luck, this is biology hacking itself. And today on ZenVy Health, we're not just doing identical versus fraternal, we're opening the molecular clock that decides it. Welcome to ZenVy Health, where we turn health into mechanism, not myth. Let's start with the photocopy, twins, the identical or monozygotic ones. Here, one egg meets one sperm to form a single zygote. Then within the first 14 days, that zygote spontaneously splits in two. A split driven by tiny glitches in cell adhesion proteins like E-cadherin. Science still can't trigger it on demand, which is why it's random and doesn't run in families. Now here's the deep part no one tells you. The day of the split writes the entire risk profile. If it splits on day 1 to 3, you get 2 separate placentas and 2 separate sacs. That's dichorionic diamniotic, the safest. If it splits on day 4 to 8, you get 1 shared placenta but 2 sacs. Monochorionic diamniotic, that's 80% of identical twins. And that's where TTTS, or twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome, happens because artery-to-vein connections unevenly share blood. If it splits on day 8 to 12, you get 1 placenta and 1 sac. Monoamniotic cord entanglement risk jumps tenfold. And if it splits after day 13, the split is incomplete and you get conjoined twins. So identical doesn't just mean same face, it means same vascular gamble. And listen, identical twins are not 100% clones. From the first division, each twin picks up unique somatic mutations plus epigenetic drift, methyl tags that turn genes on and off based on diet, stress, and womb position. Which is why at 31 twin can have an autoimmune disease and the other doesn't, and why twin studies taught us IQ is about 70% heritable but 30% environment. Now the roommate twins, the fraternal or dizygotic ones, here the story is the egg, not the sperm. Every cycle FSH normally picks 1 follicle, but some women carry variants in FSHB and SMAD, 3 genes that make the ovary hyper-respond. That's called hyperovulation, or superovulation. After age 35, ovarian reserve drops, so the brain pumps more FSH, often maturing 2 follicles at once. That's why the Yoruba tribe in Nigeria has the highest twinning rate in the world, 45 per 1,000 births, while India and Japan sit around 8 to 9 per 1,000. It's genes plus age plus environment. In India today, fraternal twins are rising not because of yams, but because of late motherhood plus fertility drugs. Clomiphene pushes twin rates to 8 to 10%, injectable gonadotropins to 20%, and IVE with double embryo transfer used to hit 30%. Now single embryo transfer is bringing it down. When you see twins repeating in families like the Ambanis, that's not coincidence. That's an inherited hyperovulation trait on the mother's side, not magic. Now 2 chapters YouTube never goes deep on. First, Vanishing Twin Syndrome. Early ultrasounds show about 12% of pregnancies start as twins. But by week 8, 1 embryo is silently absorbed, the mother never knows, and sometimes that vanished twin leaves microchimeric cells in the surviving sibling for life. Second, semi-identical or sesquizygotic twins. In 2019, Queensland reported the 2nd case ever where the egg split before fertilization. Then each half was fertilized by a different sperm, so the kids were 100% identical from mom, 50% different from dad, sharing about 78% of their genome. And yes, heteropaternal superfecundation, different fathers, is real. If 2 eggs are released within a 5 to 7 day fertile window, and a woman has partners in that window, each egg can be fertilized separately. In paternity dispute labs, it's found in 2 to 4% of cases, rare, but biology allows it, which is exactly what happened in that British case. Don't forget mirror image twins either. About 25% of identicals split late enough that one is right-handed, the other left. Hair whorls swirl opposite, even tooth patterns mirror. That's not telepathy, that's developmental asymmetry, and that's the whole point. Twins are nature's controlled experiment, letting us separate genes from environment, which is why medicine uses them to study everything from diabetes to depression. So if you're planning, remember this: a twin pregnancy is always high risk, not double joy only. Risk of preterm birth, low birth weight, gestational diabetes, and preeclampsia is nearly double. There is no proven food, position, or herb to naturally boost twins. The only real levers are age, family history of hyperovulation, and BMI. And never take fertility drugs without a doctor, because you're not just increasing twins, you're risking ovarian hyperstimulation and high-order multiples. To sum up, identical means one zygote that broke at a specific hour. That hour decides the placenta, the risk, the mirroring, and even then they're not perfect clones. Fraternal means mom's ovary released 2 tickets in one cycle, driven by genes, FSH, and age. If this deep dive felt different from the 1,000 surface level videos, subscribe to ZenVy Health and comment "Deep Twin" below. Next time I'll explain why identical twins never have the same fingerprints. Until then, stay healthy, stay curious. This content is for education only. Always consult your gynecologist for medical decisions.